Welcome to another edition of the Noles Podcast. I am your host, Gregory McCoy. This podcast is by a fan for fans. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I am not an insider. I do not work for a website. 90% of my information comes from me, my opinion, and other information comes off the internet. This is episode number 24. December 24th, 2019. And once again, I'm going to keep saying thank you for the tremendous support that the subscribers have given me as far as listening to my podcast. And rate, review, subscribe. I appreciate that. And YouTube, I appreciate the support on YouTube. Wanted to go in a different direction today. And first of all, Merry Christmas to you and yours. It's Christmas Eve. Thank you for listening. Wanted to go in a different direction with today's show. I'm still going to highlight one offensive player, one defensive player. But I'm going to start with my vision for the football only facility or football center. What I would do if I had say over how it would look and how I could attract top level recruits. All right. First and foremost, it would be open 24/7 to my football players. So you would have to hire the adequate amount of security staff and food service staff and proper cameras and everything like that to make sure it could operate 24/7. So that would be first and foremost. Football players would use their ID cards, their student IDs to get in, to swipe in and out. There would be a penalty for letting other people use your ID card to get into this football only facility. If a player does that, no other personnel is allowed. Not personnel, but students and other athletes. This is a football only facility. Can't put emphasis enough on that unless approved by the head coach or athletic director, yada, yada, yada. First and foremost, or secondly, I should say, I would have a humongous cafeteria. Okay. And needless to say, there would be all kinds of stuff on the menu. And a player could just walk up and say, hey, I want a taco, or hey, I want fried chicken, or whatever. And that staff would prepare that for him. Humongous building. This has to be a humongous building. I'm thinking, at minimum 70, 80,000 square feet. And that's not including the football fields and things of that nature. Plush offices for staff. Every coach should have like a humongous office. You want your recruits to be impressed when they go in and speak to their position coach. You don't want your recruits to go in and your position coach has a closet for an office. You want it to be state of the art. You want it to be plush. You want it to be stylish. You want to, impress, shock, and awe the recruit. Olympic style weight room. I mean, I can't put emphasis on this enough. You need, I would say, 20 squat racks, 20 benches, all kinds of, dumbbells, maybe 200 to 300 dumbbells. I mean, numerous upon numerous plates. I mean, just a state of the art weight room. Multiple film rooms. I would say at least between 5 and 10 film rooms, so each position coach can have their own individual film room to break down the film with their respective players. Large arcade area, extra large. Everything is extra large, humongous. Okay, arcade area. This would be like a relaxed place for the football players. Leather couches, arcade games, PS4. When PS5 comes out, put that in there. Xbox One X, put that in there. Xbox, One, everything. Humongous TVs. Minimum 70 inches. State-of-the-art medical and treatment rehab area. Whatever the standards are for that type of area, we want state-of-the-art for that. Extra large patio and grilling area. And a swimming pool. Olympic-style swimming pool. This is going to bring in the top-level recruits. Extra large lockers with Florida State themed recliner chairs, big screen TVs, wireless charging ports, individual compartments for personal belongings, and indoor track. Okay, so players can run and stay in shape. Extra large pods, basically like an area, like a bed that can close in, and a player can rest in between practices, and film study, whatever, any kind of spare time or layover time they have in between activities. Bowling alley and movie theater. Again, things like this will bring recruits in. When a recruit comes on campus, you want to thoroughly impress him, and things of this nature would do that. And that's just a few ideas that I have. Obviously, you want to have multiple practice fields. Okay? Obviously, you want state-of-the-art equipment as far as being able to track everything that your players do on the field. Cameras, everything. So, if Florida State can put in that kind of money and that kind of effort into a football-only facility, we'll get top guys. Next, I wanted to go in the direction of which was the better-looking championship trophy, the college football playoff trophy or the old-school crystal football, or as it's called, the American Football Coaches Association National Championship Trophy. So I'll read off my thoughts on the AFCA National Championship Trophy. Beautiful trophy. Crystal, iconic football. Note when you touch the crystal, it might be like fingerprints on it and stuff, but when it's presented on national TV, you can't see that. So I think that's a plus. It's still awarded to this day to the top team after the college football playoff is complete. It weighs 45 pounds. College football playoff trophy. Ugly trophy. Don't like it. Weirdly shaped trophy. Fingerprint smudges all over trophy after it's presented. I would like to know who designed it, because obviously having a beautiful trophy wasn't in mind. Materials, 24 karat gold, bronze, and stainless steel. Weighs 30 pounds. So if I have to choose which one looks better, I'm going to go with the old school design. I just feel like it's just iconic. That they should have kept that trophy. You could have still did a college football playoff and kept that trophy, but I guess the powers that be wanted to put their own spin on things. So next, I'm going to go into spotlighting one offensive player and one defensive player. My offensive player is going to be Keyshawn Helton. He got injured this year, and these are my thoughts on him. Fast player, great hands, good return man, good route runner, good slot receiver, changes directions really well. Not a good blocker, undersized receiver, bubble screen ace. Strong player for his size, plays with attitude. If he can fully recover from his injury, I think he has a great career ahead of him. NFL comparison, Julian Edelman. Okay, Keyshawn Helton, his first year, his second year, he played great. He was the only guy that was out there in that his freshman year in that Clemson game where we got boat race. He was the only guy that was really taking it to him. He wasn't afraid. Everybody else seemed afraid. So I think if he can fully recover from that injury, man, the sky's the limit for him. Next guy I want to look at is Cyrus Fagan. Safety. Great ball skills. He has trouble catching interceptions. See Louisville game. Great tackler. Great instincts. Great size for a safety. Can play either safety position. Has decent speed. Agility is okay. Will be in contention for a starting safety spot. Will take on bigger players. Needs to play smarter and stay in control. Could be a day 2 pick in the NFL draft. NFL comparison, Patrick Chung. This guy improved tremendously. If he could have played the whole season, he could have made an argument for most improved player on the team. The sky's the limit for him, man. If he comes and puts in max effort and get his head on straight, he's gonna play. He's gonna play. You can't keep him off the field. Lastly, I wanted to do a comparison between the West Coast offense and the spread, RPO, and read option games. First and foremost, any offense can work if you have talent. That's what everything is predicated on. So assuming that in this comparison that the talent is equal, I'm going to give you the what I like about, or what I like and don't like about each offense. West Coast offense, tight end heavily used. Spread offense, tight end not really used. West Coast offense, fullback heavily used. Spread RPO read option, fullback non-existent. Bill Walsh is credited with starting this offense. He's under the Sid Gilman coaching tree. The advent of the spread is created by a guy named Rusty Russell, starting in 1927. So, ironically, the spread has a longer history than the West Coast offense. The West Coast offense was started in Cincinnati in 1969. The spread really hit its stride under Sid Gilman and Don Coryell, or Eric Coryell. Joe Montana was the first QB to be a Hall of Fame success in this offense. He really took it to the next level. The spread offense model is heavily dependent on the quarterback. If the quarterback has a bad day, you're gonna have a bad day on offense. Pro form formation or split is the go-to formation for the West Coast offense. The go-to formation for the spread is usually 3 receivers, 1 back, 1 tight end. Must have a center in the spread to get good snaps. If you have a bad center, it's not going to work. West Coast offense uses 5-step drops, motions, and shifts a lot. Spread formation, harder to sell play action, usually hurry up philosophy in the spread, can't eat up clock. No drop needed because you're already in the shotgun. The West Coast offense creates better mismatches via deception. Continuing with the contrast comparison, West Coast offense, short, accurate passes needed can wear a defense out. Spread RPO option. QB reads, defensive end, linebacker decides to keep ball or hand off ball based off defender's read. RPO. QB makes a decision either to run or throw in a play with options for both. Small schools use this offense to be more competitive. It offsets the talent discrepancy. The West Coast offense relies on a athletic offensive line. You don't really have to be a road grader to be in the West Coast offense. You just have to be athletic. Simple playbook. QB gets hit more via bootlegs and rollouts. So my winner off of this is going to be the West Coast offense. It can deceive defenses better. QB doesn't have to have a cannon arm to be a success in this offense. Fullback, tight end are used a lot. This offense has more championships than the spread, RPO, and read option. If you've been watching pro football lately, and I have, some of your teams are going back to the quarterback going under center instead of the shotgun. And I just hope that it trickles down to college football. I love, ground and pound football. I don't like all this spread, RPO, read option stuff. So that's going to do it for episode 24. Hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas. This podcast is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify Podcasts. Thank you for your tremendous support, and go Noles.